wanted to take a moment today and talk to you about diastasis recti. So many people ask me what it is, how do I know if I have one? So I wanted to take a couple minutes today and talk about what it is, how it can happen, and how you can test for it. So a diastasis recti can happen in men or women. It happens most commonly in postpartum women. Doctors do feel, there's times they say that all women have it postpartum, but most people it naturally resolves in time. So what is it? A diastasis recti is the spreading or separation of the tendon that runs right along the center of your core. If you think about it, when you look at pictures or you look at people who have a great six-pack, it kind of pulls right into that center, right down, from rib cage all the way down to pubic bone to your, through your navel. This is a tendon sheath that attaches all of your abdominal muscles into that front line and gives support. Well, naturally, when women have children, our bellies grow. They've got to come outwards and things stretch. So that tendon stretches with everything. As we give birth, start healing, rehabbing, it does naturally start pulling back in. And for most people, it does resolve itself and go away. But for some of us, we don't. I'm one of those. I had a full-length diastasis recti. So there's a couple different kinds. Here is a quick little graph for you to see the difference. Okay, so now that you see what it looks like and you can see where they are, I want to show you how to test for this, okay? It's a pretty simple test. What you're going to do, you're going to lay yourself down onto the mat. Knees are bent. I want you to try to put yourself in a nice neutral position, something that you are a mindful, good, solid, stable position. Okay, so take your hands and you're going to kind of cone them so that you're going to be feeling with the tops of your fingers. And I want you to just kind of feel down the center. Should feel nice and firm. Okay, now you want to pick up your head. And then I want you to feel again. The goal is that that firmness stays exactly the same. If it changed, how did it change? Can you feel a gap? Is there kind of a little cave that you're kind of pushing your fingers down into? Be mindful of how many fingers can go in and cross. That ability to push down in is a diastasis recti. So there's a couple different ways to look at it. And when you think about these things as you're measuring it, as you're trying to get stronger and better, they are measured in thickness, like how far down are you going? Be mindful of that. Is it soft as you're palpating, or is there kind of a firmness at the end? The goal is that it starts to get firmer and not spongy. And then how many fingers? So when I say how many fingers, I don't mean lengthwise this way. Well, this is a good one, lengthwise this way, but also be mindful of how wide it is. So we want to look width and how many fingers, because you can have a small one if you remember that diagram at the top, right above your belly button, and right below. The spot right above your belly button, which is called your linea alba, that is one of the more common places for it to happen. It's just a weaker spot in that tendon. Think about what happens to our belly buttons as we are having babies. So it just is one of those spots. Be mindful of that. It's really important to keep track of that as you're going. You can test this as much as you would like. Also, one other way to know if you have a diastasis. If you are exercising and you are picking up your head and you're seeing a doming, so when you curl up, you can see your belly actually kind of pop up into a dome. That is some weakness there. It may not be a full diastasis, but you have the weakness in that center that you need to be mindful of so that we can work on it to make it go away and not get worse. I hope this helped. Live long and strong. Bye now.